Hey guys, it's Eric with ABT Heating and Cooling. Today I just want to make a quick video on how to suck back a air conditioner. Typically you'd want to use this for, if you're moving the location of the air conditioner, you need to put the refrigerant into the condenser, cut it out, move it, put it back in, release the refrigerant. You could also use this if you're doing a change out, you didn't have a recovery machine. Obviously you'd want to recover the refrigerant into a tank if you can. But if that's not an option, this will work as well. Some of the tools that you'll need for this job, you're gonna need a service wrench. This is gonna be your best friend while doing this job. You could use Allen keys, but it would just go really slow. I will use these if when I first go to use my service wrench and it's really hard to get it started, I'll use this first and then move over to my service wrench, because sometimes this will strip the valves. The next thing you're gonna need is just a crescent wrench to get the caps off. And then the other big important tool you're gonna need are some gauges. It doesn't matter what type. These are some analog gauges. You could use digitals. If you have just a stubby with just the low side manifold, that would work too. You're just trying to get a reading of when this low side gets to zero. So I'll move you guys in closer, kind of give you a better look at everything, and then we'll get started. All right, so as you guys can see, I've got the caps off and I've got my gauges hooked up. And as you can see, we do have pressure in there. You don't have to hook up the high side or the red gauge. I just did for this purpose, but it's definitely not necessary. Like I said, all you're really looking for is for this blue side or the low side to go all the way to zero. There's a couple ways you could go about this, but first I'd kind of like to talk about what we're doing. So on a typical refrigeration cycle, your refrigerant's going to come out here and go into the indoor coil, and then your compressor is going to suck the refrigerant back into the compressor this way. So if we want to get all the refrigerant into the condenser, what we're going to do is, I've already done it, but you close off this valve first, the low side or the high side, the smaller line. You're going to close that off, make sure it's all the way down, and then I typically will start to do my bigger one. I don't want it to be fully closed or it has nowhere to go, but if you try and do all of this while it's close to zero, it's going to take a while. You'll get frustrated. So what I'll do is I close it all the way down and then open it up a few turns. These, you can see I'm having to go down a lot to get to the bottom. So we'll keep going, and don't worry, you'll feel it stop. So I gotta be getting close. There we go. See, that would take forever. So now I'll just take it, open it up a few turns, flip it back. Now, like I said, you could just push in the contactor, watch it go down, and be done with it. That's not the safest method, or is it the better method? The best way to do this is once you get it all hooked up like this, just go inside, turn your thermostat on. That way it's gonna be pushing that warm air through the evaporator coil, putting a load on the system. And that's gonna help boil off your refrigerant in the evaporator so that you're not getting false readings. You're getting more accurate readings that way. Sometimes if you do it the contactor way, you'll get to zero, and then once you close it, you'll notice your gauge will start to go back up. That's just that refrigerant in the evaporator showing back up on the gauge. So like I said, it's best to do the thermostat. So that's what I'll do today. I'm gonna go turn on the thermostat to cooling, watch it turn on, and then once it gets to zero, I will close it. So here's my thermostat. It's just one of our training furnaces in the shop. Change the mode to cool. Oh, sorry. And right there. All right. So there it goes. As you can see, this is going out quick. And there it goes. The blower. Getting pretty close. Let it try and get down a little bit more. All right, let's close it there. And then you want to pull your disconnect. You don't want to let that compressor keep running. So let's watch our needle, make sure it doesn't go up. We're still right at 0. So yeah, we're all emptied now. Now we're good to cut our lines and do whatever work we got to do. Thanks for watching.